Hello there everybody, Vatolicious here, bringing you a Starcraft game. Not because I want to start casting Starcraft replays, and absolutely not because I want to start playing Broodwar or anything like that. I don't consider myself a caster, and I'm not big on playing Broodwar because it's really hard. I'm not good at it. Why do I bring this replay? Because I had the chance to play Broodwar with none other than Husky Starcraft. And in this game, Ahnaris Starcraft actually joined us. He only played one game with us. But pretty much most of these people in this game, we played like 5 or 6 games. I'm gonna cast a couple here. This one wasn't a particularly good game, but it had Husky and Ahnaris in it. It was worth showing you. We got top versus bottom here on Big Games Hunter, MILF Lover, Husky Starcraft, WA Ragnarok, and of course Ahnaris Starcraft versus our team, the bottom team, which includes Fuzzy Logic, Hacker Jim, the Baron, and myself, Vatolicious. So here we go. I'm gonna speed this up just a teeny weeny bit. Husky here, the blue. Ahnaris here is the purple. Myself down here is a fancy red Terran. Now, if you've never played StarCraft Broodwar and you've only played StarCraft 2, you might notice couple of differences, especially with these mineral patches. Now, this is not the norm for Broodwar. This is Big Game Hunters. You have 2 Vespene geysers and a lot more mineral patches, and the Vespene geysers and patches have a lot more resources on them than the normal ladder maps would do. And as you can see, there's a lot more. There's a much bigger arc, so you can get just a shitload of workers on these mineral patches. So it's a big money map. It's not necessarily like the fast money maps or anything, like where you would see the mineral patch to be like right here next to the command center, and your SCVs literally just like hang out and mine minerals. It's not that extreme, but it was just it's a fun team game environment, and there's even these expansions have more mineral patches on them than would be in a normal ladder map. Taking a fast expand here from Brown. Now, in Big Game Hunters, you didn't necessarily need to take a fast expansion because of the way the mineral patches were set up and the fact that you had 2 Vespene geysers. It certainly didn't hurt, especially when you're Zerg. You take that hatchery. It's big. Broodwar was big for Zerg to have to take extra hatcheries because there was no queens. You can only have maximum of 3 larvae per hatchery. So if you wanted to make more than 3 things at a time, you absolutely had to take early hatcheries. Got down here. Not a whole lot going on in the early game. Husky opening Forge first, throwing down 3 cannons at this main point that was going to protect him, and it's going to protect Brown. And Brown's nice little base down here, because people still do like to cheese. There was one Zealot getting taken out by Husky's cannons. White here, just opting to go full factory, straight out of the gate. Myself, I tried to get a couple of Marines, because we played a couple of games and I've been 6 pooled and 9 pooled and Zealot rushed and all those other things, so I decided, hey, let's just get Marines out. Teal saying he's trying to chrono boost. Very hard sometimes for players who've only played StarCraft 2 to play Broodwar. It's much more demanding. No mules make Vato a sad Mexican. I'm not actually Mexican, but you know, Vatolicious, it's a very Mexican name, what can I say? Now, funny thing is, we were being very passive. Had we gone and attacked White, though, we could have just absolutely dominated him. 3 cannons were all that was separating us from Husky and Brown. Husky not making really anything except for a couple of Zealots. Purple taking this expansion just now, doesn't have a whole lot. What's he warping in here? Just pylons, forge. Got a couple of gateways. Teal teching up, doing his thing. And they got 1 gateway. Oh, 2 gateways. Interesting. See, I've only got 2 barracks and thrown up 2 factories to get some upgrades coming on the way. The biggest problem, I think, what people have with Big Game Hunters and even in regular StarCraft matches is the lack of production facilities, and I think that's the biggest problem on Big Game Hunters, especially where you just have the capability to have so much money, especially if you've got a 2nd or 3rd base. You can just, your mineral intake is just absolutely ridiculously massive. What's going on? Well, we got some fighting. Got orange, teal coming in, pushing on Ahnaris. We got white coming in here with his Vultures. Now, Vultures are a unit that I absolutely miss from StarCraft Broodwar because They're just fast. They do pretty good units. They're very, very cheap. They only cost 75 minerals, and they can drop spider mines. Which, oh god, if you're good with spider mine micro, or even if you're not, even if you just like leave them outside your base, or leave them random at points like choke points, like where Husky put these cannons. If you were to have spider mines right here, and a bunch of marines or zerglings or anything just walk in there, the spider mines go off and just absolutely decimate all the units in there. Super cool. And vultures are also the most cost-effective way to deal with dragoons, which is pretty much the only unit that Protoss players seem to make, especially on big game hunters. We got orange teal coming in here, trying to ruin Ahnaris' day. Out come the spider mines. There they go, taking out a dragoon. Husky's coming in with Dark Templars, even though he's not behind. I guess that's a different rule on big game hunters. When you're ahead, make Dark Templars. Or maybe Husky just wanted to rape his fans. I think this is what they should call. They should make this a series where they do this every week, called Husky and Ahnaris Rape Their Fans. I heard Dark Templar. I heard it. Where it is. There's Husky coming in here, killing all of Yellow's workers. Yellow has no comm stat. Yeah, he's got the engineering bay, but he's not going to be able to throw up a turret. Well, he's calling for a scan. I say where. He has not answered me. I happen to have a comm stat. I should. Oh. Now I'm distracted. Brown coming in with all these mutilisks. Trying to take out my missile turret. Missile turrets in Broodwar very, very strong. If I could have repaired that and he would have just kept going, I would have killed all those mutilisks with the one missile turret. I so wish they were that strong in Broodwar. Meanwhile, Husky down here still dominating all these workers. Yep, there we go, Dark Templar. How many kills does he have? 11. It's a very successful Dark Templar. Meanwhile, Ahnaris lost his base up here, but he managed to push everybody out with the help of White and his Vulture army. He's got, not missile turrets, he's got spider mines spread out all over the map. Not only do they give you a limited field of vision, but it's just amazing defense, where you're not going to be able to walk anywhere around here. Meanwhile, myself being completely useless, getting a little bit of harass on those mutilisks. Decided I'm not going to really spend any money. Very difficult for me to play Broodwar after spending so much time on Starcraft 2, where just everything is so much easier to do. White managing to produce a significant amount of units, considering he's only on the one base, but you can see the worker difference between him and me is pretty massive, and you can't really get full clutter. I think he might be getting a little close, but 3 workers per patch on this many patches with this wide of an arc, very, very hard to do to clutter that up. Don't even really need to take a base. Looks like he's thinking about doing it. Is there any fighting going on? Relatively passive in here. Let's see. Oh, these spider mines hanging out right where Orange decides to put up his base. Now, Husky chilling with a Dark Templar in Ahnaris' base. Looks like that Dark Templar did get cleaned up. Managed to get a missile turret over here, but these mutilisks coming in and just go into town on Yellow's workers. Yellow not having a great day. Everybody messing with Yellow, unfortunately. Throwing up more missile turrets. Looked like he just... Did he kill that? Or he must have canceled his own missile turret thinking he didn't need it. So he does have these Marines. Marines are good against mutilisks in Broodwar, but they're not quite as strong in Broodwar against mutilisks as they are in StarCraft 2, where all you need to do is make Marines and siege tanks to beat a Zerg. Is it possible to trade resources, Orange? No, I'm sorry. I wish it was. Oh, 2 vultures going to town. If he asked for help, I didn't see it, because I've got enough units down here to just go save Orange. I'm not sure why I'm not doing it. Very oblivious. Looks like there's really not a lot going on, but when I'm in the game, and especially when you're in a Broodwar game, it just feels like there's so much going on. Huskies with the Zealot army meeting up with White here in the middle of the nice little smiley face. That is big game hunters. If you hold this part, he's pretty good. Spider mine versus spider mine. Looks like my Vulture goes in there to die. Got 2 tanks setting up, trying to protect me and Orange. I'm not sure why I didn't go down and help him, or why he didn't ask for help. Looks like I might have realized what was going on down here. Taking out the spider mines with the observers. Yeah, looks like I finally did manage to realize what's going on. Husky got a scary army, got some high Templars in there. Maybe he's got some storms. Brown here with his gigantic ball of mutilisks coming in to break these tanks. This is the point where I realized I don't have nearly enough anti-air to deal with this. He's gonna just take me out. I do have some turrets, and the turrets are very, very strong, like I was saying. Especially if you can, I believe there was one upgrade for them in Broodwar, if I'm not mistaken. I did not opt to get that though, I don't think. Can you see the, no, you can't see the upgrades in replay mode. Teal kind of hanging out over here. Looks like some stuff was happening to him. He's got some building debris laying about. Meanwhile, Husky and White just chilling in the center. Red taking out Orange's natural expansion. I got a couple of guys down here. He's just building one little probe, trying to get back into the game. Ahnaris, surprisingly, not doing a whole lot. He did get attacked in the early game there by Teal and Orange, but he didn't seem to lose too much. He lost that natural expansion, but like I said, when you've got this many probes on this many mineral patches, you really don't need another base. I'm finally just starting to get enough SCVs. It's difficult to stay with your SCV production, I should say, because there's no auto mining. Like this guy, I think he ended up getting stuck because I built him in with a missile turret. But you have to like set your rally point right here, and then you have to remember to go back and send them to mine. And it's just way harder to keep on top of your worker production, which is something you should be doing constantly in any StarCraft game. Constantly making workers, pretty much non-stop. Like there's a point where you need to stop, but it's just a good rule of thumb to constantly make the workers. I think we're getting pretty close to the walkover. Brown doing most of the work. That DT muter harass was so good. Yes, it absolutely was. Absolutely crippled these bottom two players with Dark Templar and Mutalisks. And here I am trying to get enough Goliath to take out that Mutaball, but not going to happen. I'm not staying on top of my upgrades. I don't have nearly enough factories. I should have twice as many factories. He's got way more factories than me. Just now throwing up starports. If I could have had those up earlier, maybe I could have dealt with the Mutaball, but still that's not going to do anything against this army of tanks, Vultures, and Husky's gigantic Zealot Archon army. Not to mention the storms that he's probably got. Yep, there goes the storm. Where did we see that? It must have been on all the workers. Yep, storming away the workers. GG Husky. You bastard, raping all your fans. They just want to play with you. And you're putting it in their pooper. Hardcore. Thank you, Husky. Where are those Mutalisks? Oh, gutting my entire base. Hi. Brains and Goliaths against 2-1 Mutalisks. Mutalisks in Broodwar are absolutely, I would say, about 4 times stronger than they are in StarCraft 2. I don't know if the stats or anything, but the way they play, they're just so much more evil. Siege tanks are also another thing that are ridiculously evil. Can we find a sieged up tank here? Here we go. 70 plus 5 in area of effect damage. It's significantly higher than it is in StarCraft 2, and I believe the range is slightly longer in Broodwar too. We can say bye-bye to Teal. We can say bye-bye to me. Yellow's still the only one. It's like he's over here on an island and he just doesn't understand like what we're going through. He's like, alright guys, I'm just gonna make stuff. I have dudes, they have 1 armor, and I'm gonna be alright. I think all of this, I'm gonna be able to hold it up. I have a tank. Oh, they just scanned me, guys, but it's okay. I have missile, or I don't call these missile turrets. They're spider mines. I have spider mines. So there's the GGs all around. Fun game. Husky Starcraft and Ahnaris Starcraft raping their fans on Broodwar. Hopefully my casting ability wasn't horrible. I don't plan on casting StarCraft replays. It's not really my thing, but I just wanted to share some of these with you. There'll probably be 2 or 3 videos of these up. So many units. Well, that's Big Game Hunters. If you guys have never seen Big Game Hunters, then maybe I enlightened you. But that was that. If you ever want to play with Husky, maybe he'll be doing this again. I don't know. Just follow him on Facebook. That's how I found out. He just posted, hey guys, I'm going to be playing StarCraft Broodwar on my channel, Husky. So join it. That's how I joined it. So hey, if you want a chance to play with Husky and Ahnaris, follow Husky on follow Husky on Facebook. Ah, it's too late. I'm never going to cast StarCraft replays again. It's very hard. If you managed to watch all this, good on you. Thanks for suffering through my terrible cast just to watch me get raped by Husky and Ahnaris. If you like these videos, go ahead and subscribe. I do a lot more stuff than StarCraft. I promise I won't make you sit through too many StarCraft casts, because it's just not my thing. I do a lot of different video game stuff. I do some Let's Plays, some World of Warcraft, some Diablo, just a little bit of everything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.